Good morning, family. I am Kenson Probst. This is Seth Eubank. We're back after about it's been probably a week. But just getting back now. So how's your holiday, Christmas holiday, Seth?
It was good. Spend time with family. Spend time with friends.
Yeah,
It was a good holiday this year.
yeah, that's good. Did you get a Lamborghini this year?
I did. Yeah.
Actually, man, I
uh,
wish I got one. I got some good Christmas gifts this year. It was good to hang out with the family, get to fellowship with them. It was good to get to. It was good to go to a Christmas Eve service at the church. So it was a good fellowship this week. But you got some stuff for us today, Seth?
yeah. For the first segment, we're gonna start off with trivia questions. We're gonna have 5 questions to give each other,
Okay.
and you're gonna respond with 2 answers for each question.
Okay. Okay.
And so I guess I'll start with the first question.
Y'all get ready. I'm about to ace all of these.
No, he's not. All right. Here's the first
Excuse me.
question. I'll start with the mediocre one. How many seconds are allowed between plays in an NFL game?
Think it's 24 seconds or 25. Is that correct?
That is incorrect.
Am I more or under?
I can give you hints.
Oh, bro. I know it's 30 seconds. Not bad. It's
That
30
is
seconds.
incorrect. It's 40.
40.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a lot. All right, I was close. 30 seconds is 10 seconds off. That was close. I could have swore it was like 30 seconds or something.
Are you gonna give me a question?
Yeah, I got you. All right. How long is official NFL football field, including the end zone? So including the end zone, how long is a full football field, lengthwise?
120.
Ding, ding, ding! 120 yards and 120 yards. And if you don't like to use yards as measurements, it's 110 meters. Wow, you nailed that the first one, but I won't go so easy on you the next one. So.
All right, next question. The NFL owns the licensing rights to every NFL or every team except for which one?
Oh wow, I don't even know that. If I had to guess, it'd probably be the Cowboys because they're probably they're the richest franchise, and I could see Jerry Jones being nah.
Yeah, that is correct.
Let's go, bro. I'm like that, bro. Excuse me. All right, let's do. What is Tyreek Hill's signature celebration as he runs into the end zone?
The peace sign.
That is correct. Wow.
Yeah, let's go.
So you're 1-1. You're 1-1.
I'm 2 for 2.
2 for 2. So
No, I'm 2 for 2. You're 1 for 2.
yeah, sorry, I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 2 for 2. I'm 1 for 0.
Okay, how many years must a player be retired before being eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
I didn't know there was years. Well, no, I think there was. I think after, I want to say 10 years they can, but not always. It's not always after the 10 years you get. Some guys wait. Some guys don't even get until after. But I think the period is 10 years. Am I correct?
You're incorrect.
Incorrect. Dang.
Yeah.
Uh.
You have one more guess.
My goodness. Let's do.
I'll give you a hint. It is lower.
Okay, let's do 5.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
5 years? Okay.
Man, if I didn't give you that hint, you probably would have gone.
I would. To be honest, I would have gone over. To be honest, I would have gone over.
Okay.
That one's too easy. Let's do. No, I asked you that before. Okay, I got you. All right. In 2000, the Baltimore Ravens played 5 games in a row without doing what?
Without doing what?
Yeah, in 2000, the Baltimore Ravens played 5 games in a row without doing what?
Scoring a touchdown?
Yes, that is it. How'd you know? Was that just a lucky guess, or did you actually know that?
I know football, man.
Wow, bro, that was a good guess. Good guess. All right, your turn.
Who led in sacks for the 2022 NFL season?
Who led in sacks?
Yeah.
Michael Parsons.
No.
Oh no, I think it was either J.J. Watt or Nick Bosa.
Well, it's gotta be one of them.
J.J. Watt.
No. I'm pretty sure he was retired last year.
Oh wait, he was retired last year. That doesn't count. Let's do.
Well, you got it wrong.
No, let's do.
You're
Let's do
wrong.
Nick Bosa. Nick
No,
Bosa.
you can't change it. You
Okay,
can't
fine.
change
Who
your
was it?
answer.
Who was it?
It was Nick Bosa.
Bro, I told you.
You said no. Your
Bro.
answer is JJ Watt.
Man, y'all see this guy cheating, bro. Let's do one more for me. Let's do.
Wait, you should have two more.
Oh, you're right. I have two more. My bad. Let's do. I wish New York Jets were playing. We won't do that one. Who was the NFL leader in rushing yards during the 2022 regular season?
Josh Jacobs.
Nope. This should be a hard one.
Who led in rushing yards?
Yes. Who was the NFL leader in rushing yards during the 2022 regular season? I can tell you this: it wasn't no Tony Pollard.
Wait, I thought it was Josh Jacobs.
No.
Was it the year before?
Josh Jacobs, I think, was the year before 2022.
I thought that was Derrick Henry. Or Jonathan Taylor.
You gotta have one of those. Which one is it gonna be?
Derrick Henry.
It was Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb led the NFL in
Last
leading
year
rushers
he led the.
in 2022.
He did not.
based off of these cards, he did.
From what?
And I don't know, just in leading rushing yards.
That could not be right. What the heck?
We'll have to go back and look this up, folks.
I don't remember that at all. Oh my gosh.
All right, you got how many more?
I have one more.
You got one more. All right. What you got?
This one's probably gonna be a hard one.
Okay.
Who was the first African American football player to win the Heisman Trophy?
Michael Vick.
No.
What, bro? I was so confident in that. Who was the first African American?
Yeah, to win a Heisman Trophy.
I feel like I should know this, man. That's my people, bro.
That's why I picked it.
That's my homeboy. Dadgum. I don't even know that. Wait, what was it? Repeat the question again.
Who was the first African American football player to win a Heisman Trophy?
A Heisman Trophy? So Heisman Trophy is college.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Wasn't Cam Newton, was it?
No.
I don't even know him.
It was Ernie Davis.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Who is Ernie Davis? Bro, ladies and gentlemen, if you know who Ernie Davis is, contact us at I don't know, but contact us somewhere and let us know. I have no idea who Ernie Davis is. That's
Dude, I just looked it up. In 2022, Josh Jacobs was the leading rusher.
Nah, bro, you're tripping.
Dude, Nick Chubb was third.
What browser are you using? You're not using browser.
I'm on NFL.com.
Wow, look at that. I got my facts off, or these cards got the
Nick
facts
Chubb was
off.
third.
Well, you get runners up. All right, I got one more for you, Seth. Get this. This is gonna be a doozy. What quarterback was victim of the infamous butt fumble?
Oh my gosh! Wait. The infamous butt fumble.
Bing boom. Bro, I should got one of those little timers from like Jeopardy. It's like ding bing 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 bing. Would you like to question?
Dude, I can't remember.
What quarterback was a victim of the infamous butt fumble? Bing bong bong bong. This guy took a lot of heat. I do remember that.
Bro, I can't remember. What the heck?
By the way, think good. You still have 2 questions. You haven't used any, so. Bing bong bing dong bing
Infamous
bong
butt fumble.
bing bong. I'm BR TikTok
Was it
guy.
Kirk Cousins?
It was not. That is a good guess though. Kirk Cousins did fumble a lot. I think he might have left the league one year, but that is not who we are looking for. Ding, bing,
Infamous
bong,
butt
bing,
fumble.
bong. Excuse me, y'all. Bing, bong, bing, bong.
Dude, I couldn't even give like a confident guess.
You give up? Just throw someone. And I'll give you a hint. It is a quarterback, so it is not like.
Oh, I know it's a quarterback. I can't remember who it was.
Well, I'll give you a hint. His first name starts with an M, and his last name ends with the S. I mean, his first name starts. The first letter of his name starts with the M. The first letter of his last name starts with the S.
MS?
Yes.
Wait, what?
The first name is a name in the Bible. It's one of the Gospels. One of the 4 Gospels. Synoptical. I think it was Synoptical Bibles. There's Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts. Well, no, Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John are the Gospels. So the
Matthew
Gospels.
Stafford?
Nope. Bing, bong, bing. Told you this one was going to be a doozy.
That was my second question.
Oh, that was your second one? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a drum roll, please? It was Mr. Mark Sanchez. Was the quarterback for
Mark Sanchez?
was
Wait,
quarterback
what?
that was intimidous? Was the quarterback that was victimized of the butt fumbles?
Bro, was there 2 butt fumbles? Because I remember like seeing another one.
I do remember one of them, but I don't think theirs was that bad. I do remember Kirk Cousins leading the league in fumbles, but Mark Sanchez I don't think was playing around. I don't think Mark Sanchez when Kirk Cousins was playing. I don't think Mark Sanchez. When Kirk Cousins started fumbling, I think it was after Mark Sanchez's fumbles. But Mark Sanchez, I do remember that for a long time. He was, and the Cowboys actually brought him in for a little bit. I want to say, but he was bad at fumbling.
Was that your last
pretty
question?
bad.
Or your last thing?
But I think that was my last question. Yeah.
Did you fight?
I think I did 5. Yeah. Don't know if we'll do this every week, ladies and gentlemen. It was just kind of something I wanted to try. See how well it goes. It was fun. So we might bring it back next year. I almost said next year, next week or some more times. But just kind of want to see how that goes.
Yeah, I beat Kenson. It was fun.
Nah, man, I beat him, bro.
I got one wrong.
Nah, bro. All right, you want to take it away, Seth?
Yeah. All right. So for this next part of the segment, are the Ravens the best team in football?
Oh yes, they are. They are for sure the best team in football. You know why, Seth?
Why?
Because many people preached, including me, that the 49ers were the best team in football as of last week because they beat two of the top teams in the NFL you would contend at the time were the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. At the time, you would contend those 3 teams were roughly the best team in the NFL. And the 49ers whooped up on both of them. And so due to that, you automatically put them as the best. And just their talent and players-wise, you're like, there's no way you can stop that. But the Ravens came in and was like, nuh-uh. They were 3-point underdog, I believe. And they were, I want to say they were on the road, which is about right because the home team usually gets roughly 3 points going to their way. But the Ravens most definitely felt underrated, and they came and did a demolition job on them. If it wasn't for the 49ers to score a couple touchdowns towards the end of the game in garbage time, the score would looked like 33-10. I think it was at the time. And I think they were the best team because they came and beat arguably the team that everyone preached about, including me, that was the best team because they beat the Cowboys and the Eagles. And just looking at their plays, you're like, player for player, they beat a lot of people as far as rosters. And so that's why I truly think it wasn't like a close game. It was like, oh, the Ravens barely won. No, the Ravens they did a demolition job on them. I was very surprised. Kind of looking forward to a good game as far as back and forth. I thought it was gonna be a back and forth, blow for blow, but it was nowhere close to that. Nowhere close. Brock Purdy turned into what I preached about on this podcast. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft for a reason, and I think you saw that in that game. And he threw 3 interceptions. Was all on him. It wasn't like, oh, that was a lucky play. He threw those all on him as a quarterback. But enough of me talking. What do you think? What do you think, Seth?
Honestly, I mean, I kind of have to agree with you. Just like mainly just because like all the other good teams are they just seem to be choking.
Yeah,
Like all of a sudden, like
I
none
agree
of
with you.
them can like get a good winning streak going. None of them can get momentum. The only team with that is the Ravens.
Right.
And I think just because of that, I think the Ravens are the top team right now. And if they can keep that going into the playoffs,
Right.
then they're gonna be looking good
Right. And
for
even
playoffs.
right, and even look at like a lot of people are like, as long as Trent Williams. I mean, you saw when the Niners lost for 3 games straight. Who are they missing? Trent Williams and Deebo Samuels. And Trent Williams is one of the key guys that gets that team going. And even with Trent Williams in, they were getting smacked around. And even when he got out, the Ravens were like, hey, the Ravens weren't like, hey, we'll let off the gas. The Ravens kept smacking around after after Trent Williams went out, and so from the word go to the word end, it was just, the Ravens had control, and they were just showing who really was the boss. I think even with Trent Williams in at the time, they were being smoked. Really, even adds more of a wow, that was big butt whooping onto it for sure. But yeah, I think it was, and I think they are the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah. All right. For this next question, are the Kansas City Chiefs are they going to be one and done in playoffs?
Oh yeah. The Chiefs just aren't who they used to be, and you can see that obviously with the I think decline of Travis Kelce. It's not to where like, oh, Travis Kelce is washed, but you obviously see just from eye perspective. You don't have to look at the statistical stats, but you just see from the eye perspective that he's not who he was last year and the years before that. And he's very, I don't know if it's age, I don't know if it's his new girlfriend Taylor Swift. I don't know if Taylor Swift's distracting him too much. I have no
Probably.
idea. I
That's
don't
probably
know.
what the answer is.
I don't know what they be doing behind doors, but I don't know if he's being distracted by her. But you definitely see that. He's not the same guy, and not just that, but you see all the other wide receivers that played good last year. They're not playing good this year. You see all the drops. They're just very inconsistent, and it's too late to fix that. And so you can't. If it was maybe week 2, you'd be like, okay, maybe they could fix that. But it's already week 17, I believe it is. They got 2 more games, and it's too far along for them to fix those problems. And if they don't get lucky in the playoffs, then they're definitely gonna be one and done. Most likely, they're gonna have to go on the road and play the first playoff game, which Patrick Mahomes, I believe, as of right now, to my recollection, hasn't had to play a playoff game because they've been winning all the divisions in the conference, so they've had all the games at home. So just with that aspect of having to go on the road, and how his wide receivers are playing, and the defense, and just at the whole aspect in general, I think they're gonna be one and done. I don't think they're a good football team. I think the wins that they did win were kind of lucky. I would kind of say, just from the aspect of how bad they are now and how they look right now. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Chiefs could like maybe win like one game, but they're not getting more than that.
Real.
Like the furthest I think they could make it is the divisional.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna make it like farther than that.
Well, I don't even think they can win one game. You know, they lost to the Raiders, and that was
Yeah.
and that was most people said and thought that they should have beat the Raiders, and they should have pretty handily. But they lost to the Raiders. They got their butts handed to like Denver, which Denver right now doesn't look too hot right now. But I don't even believe I don't have trust that they can't win one. And it's not the
Well,
quarterback.
Cowboys lost to the Cardinals.
The Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals, yes, and teams will have their loss, but the Cowboys only lost to one bad team.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have lost to multiple bad teams. That's the difference. And yes, you could say the Cowboys have lost to good teams too, but the Chiefs have lost to bad teams and beat bad teams, and haven't beat any good teams. And so I think that's the difference between the Chiefs and the Cowboys per se. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the Ravens dismantle the 49ers 33-19.
Yeah. I think that was, like I kind of said earlier, it was a complete all around good game by the Ravens. They had several picks. The defense balled out, played tremendous. And in fact, I wish the Cowboys defense could play that way at sometimes, but their defense was very healthy, and they got nicked up a little bit in this game, but just all around, the Ravens had a different mindset and just played the game different. And I think that's one of the reasons why they won. And I wouldn't necessarily say they have the best. I wouldn't necessarily say they have better talent than the Niners, but they balled out and proved and showed that they think they do, which me personally I don't. In some aspects I don't think they're better as far as um player players, but they definitely came out and acted like they were the better team. But what do you think about that? You agree with them playing? You agree with them? They're probably not as far as player wise the same level with the Niners, but they're good. Or you think they
Yeah,
have just about the same skill wise
I don't really
as the
know. I
Niners?
mean, the 49ers, they're just like they have all the pieces,
Right.
and I think the 49ers have the best roster in the NFL, but they're
Hmm.
just not executing very well.
Yeah, I would agree
And
with that. And to be honest,
yeah,
I thought the Ravens were gonna go downhill when they lost Mark Andrews, but you don't even see it. It's almost like that loss wasn't even an impact because you see Likely, I think his name is the other tight end,
yeah,
stepping up and playing like there was no decline, and I really was expecting there to be a massive decline. You see OBJ stepping up, you see Rashad Bateman stepping up, Nelson Aguilar, I think is his name. You see him stepping up, and I think they're all collectively really stepping up and playing a good
yeah,
combined game, and I
yeah.
think that's why you saw what you saw on Sunday. Oh, sorry, my bad. Monday, I believe it was.
The Ravens like that's what they've really been doing good at is like spreading the ball out, and like they've been getting
Excuse
it
me.
out to like all of their skill players,
Yeah,
and I feel like that has been just crucial for them.
yeah,
Just to be able to like just give it to anyone and like it keeps the defense like on their toes.
yeah,
And if the defense is on their toes, then like that's good for you because like you can change or you can shift their momentum
yeah.
and catch them off guard.
Yeah. And by all means, ladies and gentlemen, don't think I'm saying the Niners are garbage, but they played like garbage that game, and like I said earlier, I think part of the reason why is you saw the old, or not the old because we never really saw that, but you saw who Brock Purdy was. I think that was one of the games I was waiting for. Is I want to see what Brock Purdy looks like and why he was the last pick of the draft. And I think you see why he was. I think he has upside, great upside, but I also believe that game showed why a player like him was the last pick in the draft, and so maybe we'll probably see more like that in the future. Maybe that was his only bad game, but he has never had a bad game this bad, and I'm curious to see how he bounces back next week when they play. But I think that was his game that proved I'm the reason why I was the last pick of the draft. And I don't think that was a fluke. I think he solidified that during that game of why he was the last pick. Maybe I'm out of step. That's not true, but that's personally what I believe and think. But what you kind of agree on that? Or you kind of still think or do you kind of still think him being the last pick in the draft was a
I mean,
fluke?
I don't know. I mean, this is only his second year.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Well, technically, not even his. Technically, yeah, you're right. Technically, after this season will be his first full season because last year
Yeah.
he only played less than half the games because he had to go in, and even then when he played the playoff game, he went out of that game. So technically, after this year will be his full season.
His first full season. Yeah.
His full season. So in a way, you could look at it as like he's still really young, you know. I think we'll see a lot more of Brock Purdy and who he is, and if he can bounce back after that bad loss last week, that's gonna really prove what kind of quarterback he is. But you got anything else to say on that, or you?
No, you wanna take it to the next segment?
Yeah, I got you. Let's do the Cowboys segment. You know, today's probably gonna be a shorter episode just with how things are. The Cowboys are also playing tonight, so we'll also need to get to that and kind of watch film and watch how they play to kind of evaluate and bring the results of the game from tonight to y'all folks for the next week. So what do y'all? So you think? So you think Dak Prescott? Let's see. You think Dak Prescott fell out of the MVP race?
No. I
Sorry,
wouldn't say
Let me rephrase that. Dak Prescott most likely fell out of the MVP race. Would you contend with that, or would you disagree on that?
I would disagree with that. I think that like if it wasn't for the fact of like all the other quarterbacks, like there's a lot of quarterbacks other quarterbacks in the race that are also have been declining as well. And if it wasn't because of that, then it would be a different story.
Right.
But yeah, I think Dak is certainly in it, and if he has two great games to end off the season, then he's definitely like in the race though.
Yeah. I mean, I know the question kind of asks, did he follow the MVP race? I think to an extent he did. I don't think he fell down to like fifth in the race, but I think he did fall down to an extent because of how he played. How he played against the Bills, but you also see how he played against the Dolphins last week. He balled out. He played good last week, and it came down to a field goal to win the game, and he still played really good. And the defense played good up to that point because I believe they held them all to field goals, and they only had one touchdown, I believe, by Tyreek Hill. I believe the quarterback kicked, what was it, 4 or 5 field goals? And so
Yeah, they kicked a lot of field
they
goals.
kicked a lot of field goals. So if you look at that aspect, the defense did their job. Dak Prescott balled out. You saw that last drive when they had to have the drive. It was like 3 minutes left on the clock. You saw that great pass to Brandon Cooks. And so you kind of saw Dak play well. It wasn't like, oh, they lost a close game and Dak played garbage. Dak played well. So, and I think because of that and how Brock Purdy looked, I think they kind of both. I think Dak goes back up a little bit from the last game from the Bills, and I think Brock Purdy goes down. But
Yeah.
I think Lamar Jackson bumps up from fifth or wherever he was. I think he bumps up because of his play. So I think now, excuse me. I think also Tua bumps up. So I think right now the race is between Lamar Jackson after how he played, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, and then Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill. I think they're both in there. But I think he did fall a little bit, but not out of to where you're like, oh no, he can't win it anymore. But I don't think he is the favorite right now. But I think he did. I think he's still for sure in it. But we'll see if he'll be able to see it. We'll see if he's able to climb out of it with this game tonight, and then
Yeah.
the game against Washington. I think he'll have a chance if both Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Christian McCaffrey and all those guys play bad. I think he'll really have a chance to really bounce back with both those games and win that, or be in the lead. But yeah, you think you think let's do. You think the defense has? You think the Cowboys? I know we kind of talked about this earlier in the season, but excuse me, the Cowboys had not lost 2 straight games and a good bit, and seeing the fact that they lost 2 straight games. You think the Cowboys defense is in trouble, or?
I don't know. I mean, the Bills game was rough, but I mean, our defense kept the Dolphins to a tight score. So I don't know. I mean, if the Cowboys have like a really good game, like it's like a really good game.
Yeah.
But like they can also have like really bad games too, at the same time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll say overall their defense is still looking good.
Right. So to a question off of that, you think this is who the Cowboys are? You think they're a team where, they look good at points, but they're also look bad at points, and they're just never gonna be able to get over the hump. Do you believe that narrative of the Cowboys are a good team, but they're just not elite? Like, do you believe that's who they are, or do you really think they're just playing under their capabilities? Or what do you think about that? You think that's
I'll say probably no.
Excuse me.
I've never seen the Cowboys just go on like a run and them just look like unstoppable
right?
for like a run. And I've seen them like that, but it's like a run against bad teams.
Right.
It's not like they're playing like good teams or anything.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of hoping to see the Cowboys pull off a good run against the this tough stretch that they've been on.
Mm-hmm.
But they've only won one of the 3 tough games.
Yeah. I would say the stretch started with Seattle. They won the Seattle game, and the next game was the Buffalo game. They lost that
I don't
one.
think Seattle was that tough of a game though.
I think because of the players they have, and how they play, which they played. I mean, if you look at them, Cowboys played several physical teams. I think that, excuse me, I think, and you saw how back and forth that game with Seattle was. Excuse me, but I believe the start started from there because the Seahawks were playing really good at the beginning of the season, and I believe they were leading the division. a little bit at the beginning of the season until they kind of fell down, and you could kind of see that they were up and down. They were winning games, but they were losing, and you kind of saw that. But you also saw who they could be with Geno Smith and DK Metcalf and the kind of football that they played. And so I believe that the tough stretch started with them because of how their offense is and how they can spread your defense. And then it went with Buffalo and then Miami and now Detroit tonight. And so if you look at it, like you said, you've only won one game out of the two games that was in the stretch, which is not really good to see and doesn't give you much hope. But I don't think the Cowboys. I don't think this is who the Cowboys are. I don't think that narrative that gets floated around. Oh, this is the Cowboys. What will happen can happen, and that I don't believe that narrative. I think a lot of times they play under what they're capable of. They don't really. Yeah. Sometimes they'll play. Sometimes they'll play to the level of competition, but I think a good bit of it is that they just play. They don't play who they are, and we've seen what the Cowboys can be, and I think if the Cowboys don't get back to who they can be and who we've seen, I think they're going to be one and done in the playoffs this year. And I hate to say that because at the beginning of the season, or towards the middle of the season, I was like, man, this Cowboys team is legit, man. We can make a deep playoff run. But if they can't jump back on this horse and really show, hey, we're dominant in all these ways, then I would like to think they can make it far, but I don't think they can. I think that starts tonight. You come in, you beat a good Detroit team that's gonna be physical. That they've already clinched the division. I believe they clinched the division, so they got that division title. So you come in and you beat them upside their head in a tough physical game and win that convincingly. The same with Washington. I think doing that you'll be able to jump back on the horse and be like, yeah, this is who we are, and this is our brand of football, you know. Yeah. But yeah, we'll do one more question. I have one more question for you. What do you think about the? Excuse me, I've been sick for the last couple of days, so just pardon me. What do you think about the Micah Parsons? For those who don't know, Micah Parsons has his own podcast. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it. I can't quite remember the name, but if you just look up Micah Parsons podcast on web browser or whatever, you'll see the name or whatever. But if you haven't listened to that, go listen to it. But he's come on this podcast and talked about all the penalties that he's not getting called. And he hasn't had a holding call in how many quarters has it been? I think he hasn't had a holding call since October, and it's been. I looked at the statistics. It's been like over 13 quarters. 13 quarters he has not had a call. You think that is right on him, or do you think what do you think? And some of them blatant. Some of you see that's straight up holding.
Yeah, I think he's definitely right.
You think he's crying too much about this? You think he's exaggerating? You think the Cowboys exaggerating? I kind of have heard that probably towards the end of the season, the Cowboys and Jerry Jones are going to probably have to have a talk with the NFL and be like, hey man, let's send him some tape back. Hey man, look at all these, like this can't keep happening. You think he's so good that teams are like, we have to hold him, or you think they're like, oh, if they're not going to call him, they're going to keep like, what do you think about? What's your mind around that whole situation?
That was a lot of questions, but I think it's a little bit of like everything. I think like yes, yes. They're not calling enough holding calls against him. Mm-hmm. Two, I don't think he should be wanting as much as he is.
Right.
But at the same time, like you gotta feel it. You gotta feel him, or you gotta feel his pain.
Yeah.
Just because like it's almost like every game, like they're missing a call.
It is, and it's not just one call; it's multiple calls.
Yeah.
A game.
And but yeah, I just I don't know. I think that there needs to be something fixed, or I don't know if they need to like have like another like ref, like just like watching the line.
Right. Yeah, I think. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
But I don't know. Just looking. Like, they need to pay more attention to the holding.
Right.
And, because, like, it's, like, very obvious. Like, I've seen some very obvious plays where Parsons is obviously getting held. And there's no call. Just no flag or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do you miss that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it most definitely needs to get fixed. I don't think it's going to get fixed this season. I think it's going to have to be something that's fixed. Because there's 2 games left in the playoffs. I think it's going to be something that's going to have to be fixed in the offseason. I truly think the rest of these games you're going to see that teams are going to do this more because they're like, hey, there's only 2 more games left. This isn't going to get fixed in the regular season, and refs aren't calling this, so I'm gonna keep holding him till they call it because, like I mentioned, he hasn't got one holding call since October. It's been like over 13 plus quarters that he hasn't got a call, and teams are gonna go into that and be like, hey, if you get beat by him, hold him. And I think that's also why you see the defense decline because you see a lot of times that he gets beat. Like that is why they're having to hold him is because he's getting beat. He's being their 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, or not 2-on-2. He's being the 1-on-1 or the double team or the triple team, and so that's why you see the teams holding him. And I believe if he gets home, all the times that he gets hold on most of them, I think you see this a different team. Maybe some of these games are different outcomes. Maybe some of these games, like Dolphins game, maybe that's a game they win with how many sacks and how far the Cowboys put the offense back. But I definitely think that changes how the defense plays. That changes the whole aspect of the game. And because, like I said, he's beating the guys, and so it's like if he can beat the guys and get home, maybe there's so many things that could happen. The quarterback could throw it because he's under pressure, pick six or fumble. Like there's so many things that can happen. I think him not getting to the quarterback, and I think him not getting to the quarterback, the whole defense does not look the same. I don't think you have to be a genius to really see that. But man, the defense just does not seem to be there. Part of the reason is because Micah's just not getting home because of all the holding calls. And at the same time, I think he needs to stop whining about it. But at the same time, I think there's a certain point. I've heard multiple people like, man, he needs to stop whining, man. He's a grown man. Yeah. It's how it is. And it's like, no, if you're in that position and you were saying that too, you bet, man, I don't want to hear that. You know, after a bit, it's like, what else can he do? Like he's like. You know, the reason why he's whining is because it's got so bad that he has to do that. Like, there's nothing else he can do. He's come out and publicly criticized the refs and stuff. But like, what is he supposed to do? Just stop that? Like, he's whining to the point. He's whining so much because it's so bad. You know, it's not like it's bad. It's not like it's barely bad. He's whining all the time. It's like that's not that bad. It's bad and it's blatant, which is why he is whining and complaining. And it's fair. I think he should keep doing that till he gets his way because it's. Like I said, it's not like it's little stuff. It's some big stuff that they're missing, and I think that's definitely something they need to fix. And they're probably gonna do it in the offseason, but I wish they would just do it now. But obviously happening any soon. But yeah, that's all we got for today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, the Cowboys played tonight, so if you're a Cowboys fan, go listen to the Cowboys. Go listen if you can't watch it. If you can watch it, I recommend you watch it. Jimmy Johnson's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame at halftime today, I believe it is. So that's going to be a cool moment. I believe Troy Aikman's going to be there. So because Troy Aikman and played for a long time, they're like really good friends.